Welcome back to a brand new episode of the A-Game.
On this episode, we'll talk about the conference tournament season starting and who we could expect to win the Sun Belt and our stars for App State men's and women's basketball teams this season.
And we'll also hear from Paula Mckenna following the wrestling matches this week. All here on the A-Game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the A-Game. I'm Noah Cornelius, joined by Hunter Boston, one of our regulars, and a newer face on the A-Game, Lucas Warren from 90.5 WASU. Guys, how are y'all doing?
Doing great. Really happy to be back on the show today. Ready to talk some basketball, talk some football later on, teasing. But yeah, so I'm really happy.
I'm ready to talk all things basketball, Noah.
Well, let's get right into it because tournament season is right on the horizon. So who do you guys think could punch their ticket to March Madness with a tournament win from the Sun Belt?
Well, a team to look for is Southern Miss. They're the favorite right now, and they have a lot going for them. They have a great defense. They only allow 64.9 points per game, which is second in the Sun Belt, and the opponents shoot only 40.9% against them. They have a great offense with a lot of movement. They're second in the Sun Belt in assists, and they can hit their free throws. They're first in the Sun Belt in free throw from the free throw line. But I do have questions about this team, especially their shooting and rebounding. They're a defensive-oriented team, but they're one of the worst teams at rebounding, and they don't shoot the ball well, which I think can hurt them when it comes to close, high-intense game situations.
Yeah, Lucas, I agree with you. I really like Southern Miss as well. I mean, just overall on the season, 23-5, 12-2 in conference. They have a lot of good wins over a good variety of teams, including like Vanderbilt, Liberty, and Montana. I know that really doesn't move the needle for some people, but like for a Sun Belt team, that's a lot. That's a good variety right there. They have conference wins against Louisiana and JMU. The last 3 games of their season is also very winnable, I think. But my only concern is they only played Marshall once this season, and they lost by almost 20. So, I don't know. They split their 2 games with Louisiana. It'll be interesting to see, in the final rounds of the Sun Belt tournament, if they can close them games out. But that's, my only big problem with Southern Miss.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm glad that you brought up the Thundering Herd because originally I had Southern Mississippi here on the notes. I can even hold them up. Nah, I'm not going to. But I had Southern Miss winning the Sun Belt. I looked at Marshall, though, and I was blown away. I completely forgot about this squad. I don't know how, because Tavion Kinsey is averaging 21.8 points per game. He's 6th in the nation, 4.8 rebounds per game, 5.4 assists per game. He's an incredibly well-rounded player who could be an NBA prospect. Not first round, maybe second round. We'll see. That guy's solid. Also, he's got his second in command, or his best buddy, or his sidekick. That's the word. Andrew Taylor averaging 20 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game as well, and 4.9 assists per game. That Taylor-Kinsey duo is monstrous. But after that, it falls off. The next closest scorer is 11 points per game. So we'll see if Marshall can do it with those 2 guys, but the bench is going to have to step up.
Yeah, you said it. Marshall's right there with the Golden Eagles for a chance to represent the Sun Belt in the tournament. I personally like them a little more because their offense is more explosive. They average the most points in the Sun Belt at 82.2 points per game. They have the largest margin of any team in the Sun Belt at 11.5. They're 3rd in the field goal percentage and 5th in 3-point percentage, but 1st in 3-pointers made. So it's a very explosive offense. They shoot and make a lot of threes. And then defensively is their struggling point. They allow the 2nd most points in the Sun Belt, but they are a great rebounding team. They're 1st in rebounds, they're 1st in blocks, and they're 2nd in steals. Those are stats I think could help them on that end.
Yeah, definitely. I think, honestly, either Southern Miss or Marshall, either one of them to win in the Sun Belt and going on to into March Madness. I really like both of them teams. I think they have really good, solid, just makeups to go into March Madness, and both of them deserve, either one of them deserve to go in.
I know either one of them deserves it, but only one can get in, and I'm just going to stick with my tape before I go to the next topic. I think the Thundering Herd are going to get in, and they could threaten a round of 32 run. Now, with the App State basketball season coming to an end, who have your stars been for the men's and women's teams?
Yeah, it's kind of funny going in. I was picking my 2 players, and honestly, they're they're both kind of similar for both teams, both for the men's and women's. For the men's, I picked Terrence Harcum. He followed right behind senior Donovan Gregory all season long. I mean, he had 27 minutes a game, almost 40% from the field, 37 from the three-point line, 84% from the free throw line. A lot of solid numbers in his second year in the program. I was really happy with him. Once conference started, he really came out and showed who he really was. I mean, having 28, 21, 20-point games, while also seeing his minutes finally leveling out, getting to that role that he's been wanting to the last 2 seasons. Last year as a freshman, didn't get to do that, but his minutes leveled out, really liked that. Then it was almost just like Emily Carver for the women's team. She was following Janae Sanders all year. She's the senior. She was right behind her. 33 minutes a game, 13 points per game, 38% from the field, 35% from the three-point line, 69% from the free throw line. Became a full starter this year and really showed out. Left her mark this season, 4 straight games with 20 points in a row. I mean, that was crazy. Just a part of her season where she hit 16 double-digit games. So, yeah, both of them players really showed out in their second year in their respective programs. Looking forward to seeing what they do next year.
Yeah, I agree with those picks. Hunter, Emily Carver might be the best shooter in an App State jersey, regardless of gender. She's been great this year so far. And Terrence Harcum had a 7-game stretch in conference play where he averaged 18 points on 40% shooting from 3, making 8 threes a game. He was playing really well this season, but I got to give credit to the big men. Justin Abson and C.J. Huntley had great games, especially great season. C.J. Huntley especially. The numbers percentage-wise weren't there. He averaged 8.7 points, 6 rebounds on 44.7% shooting from the field and around 32% shooting from 3. But at 6'11", to be able to space the floor like he does, that's invaluable for a mid-major team like App State. And then on the women end, I have Faith Alston, actually my neighbor last year. She's a real stat stuffer. 10.8 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.6 assists, and 1.4 steals. She leads App State in rebounds, assists, and steals. She does a lot for this team. She's a glue piece for them and very important to their success.
Well, guys, I'll finish up this discussion topic. Look, for the men's team, we got to talk about Donovan Gregory. 12.3 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. He has the most total points on the team. He led the team, pretty much was the team. If he didn't perform as the senior anchor he was, it felt like the rest of the team underperformed. I like Donovan Gregory as well, and something that I only really realized recently, he's a mid-range guy. He's like DeMar DeRozan in college, but he's not dropping 30. I wish he was. He doesn't really shoot the three. He's only has 7 made 3-point shots on 28 attempts this year. I had to double check. I was like, what? Are we sure about that? Donovan Gregory's been incredible despite not shooting from the three. For the women's team, Janae Sanders, 13.5 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game, nearly 2 assists for the team. She was an anchor for the team, most reliable, most consistent. I wish the women's team had a better record because they play their hearts out and they leave everything out on the floor every game. But at 9-17, I wish that Janae Sanders and Emily Carver and Faith Alston all got more love. In fact, I hope the same thing for the men's team. But with the season almost being over, don't go anywhere because after the break, we'll talk about wrestling, men's basketball, and the start of Mountaineers baseball season. Welcome back to the A-Game. Now let's talk about the recent stretch for winter sports and a big spring sports starting up here at App State.
App State Wrestling will have a busy day on Sunday as they compete against Campbell, Presbyterian, and Davidson. App State and Campbell are both undefeated and are top contenders for winning the conference championship. This is the first time in a while that App State has competed in back-to-back-to-back in one day in varsity gym. Redshirt freshman Ethan Oakley was named SoCon Wrestler of the Week last week and is expected to perform well during the tripleheader on Sunday.
Your App State men's basketball team faced off against Texas State on Thursday night. The score at halftime was close, with the Mountaineers leading by only 2 points, 33-31. App State was able to keep outscoring the Bobcats during the second half and took the win 82-75. Senior Donovan Gregory led the way with 21 points while also having 4 rebounds and 4 assists. This was the first game of the last home weekend of the regular season for the Mountaineers. This win against Texas State was an extra special one, with it being head coach Dustin Kearns' 100th career win. Congratulations to Coach Kearns and the rest of the men's basketball coaches and staff. The Mountaineers will round out the weekend against Old Dominion, who they defeated 72-58 earlier in the season.
The Mountaineers baseball team starts their 2023 season with a 3-game series in Hickory against Queen University. The Mountaineers will be led by 2021 first-team All-Conference second baseman Luke Drumheller and 2022 second-team All-Conference catcher Hayden Cross. Alongside the 2 fifth-year seniors, the team has added 15 newcomers, 5 freshmen, 5 JUCO transfers, and 5 transfers from other NCAA D1 schools. This is the first time that App State has faced off against Queens, who went 29-22 last season. Good luck to your Mountaineers.
Life is a journey. We're told that there are mountains and valleys before us. A mountaineer trudges through. Where others see an obstacle, a mountaineer sees an opportunity. A mountaineer climbs tomorrow's mountains today. So what is a mountaineer? A mountaineer is you.
Welcome back to the A-Game. Now let's hear from Paula Mckenna about App State's recent wrestling matchups.
Hi, I'm Paula Mckenna with App TV. Today we're at the varsity gym waiting for the wrestling matches to unfold. The App State wrestling team is facing Campbell, Davidson, and Presbyterian. We will be focusing on the Campbell matches because it is a highly anticipated match. Appalachian State Wrestling has had an incredible season this year. Their audience has grown, they have defeated strong opponents, and they are ranked 20th in the nation. The semester is moving fast, but wrestling is not getting left behind.
Head coach John Mark Bentley and his team are excited for the anticipated matchups against Campbell, Presbyterian, and Davidson. His team has come a long way, and the university is excited to see what they can do.
So this has been one of the best seasons in App State wrestling history. What are you hoping to come from this weekend, other than wins?
Yeah, 3 wins. I mean, obviously, we want to try to secure another regular season conference championship and maybe establish ourselves as, a contender in March. On a national level, looking for a program that's going to, hopefully break in that top 15 in the country.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard that the wrestling program could be considered one of the most winning sports at App State. What have you guys done exactly to make you so successful this season?
Well, I think it's been years and years of a lot of work that's been built, and you build a culture. I mean, I think that's the first thing you have to have. You have to have a strong culture to elevate your program to where it's competing for a national level, and that's taken years to lay the groundwork for it. We've got a tremendous amount of leadership on this team. We've got a good crop of young, talented wrestlers, and so the blend of those two have came together really well this season, and it could be one of the most solid teams that we've had in recent history for sure.
Caleb Smith has had a standout season in the 125 weight class. Smith is currently ranked 15th in the nation and has a record of 20-5. He has had 4 ranked wins and is undefeated in the SoCon. Smith is facing off against Anthony Moulton, who is ranked 32nd.
I'm here with Caleb. So, what was today like?
Today was a battle, but it's been fun scrapping with the guys. Some of them, it's their last night in varsity gym, and we just want to go out with a bang.
What did it feel like coming out on top?
Felt pretty good. I had confidence in our team that we were going to get it done just because of all the work that we put in the whole summer and just every day doing 6 a.m., stuff like that. So it felt pretty good. It's nice to be rewarded for our hard work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I've heard that App State has one of the best atmospheres in sports when it comes to wrestling, and I was not disappointed. The fans showed up and so did the athletes. They put on a great show and came away from the event winning 22-14.
Thanks for tuning in to a brand new episode and season of the A-Game.
Make sure to follow App TV, Insta, and the A-Game Sports on Instagram to stay up to date on all things sports and all App TV content.
On behalf of myself and my wonderful co-hosts, have a fantastic week.